Jalyn.
And I'm Dr. Amanda.
And I'm Izzy. And welcome to episode 21 of Science for Kids.
Today we're talking about photosynthesis and cellular respiration.
Plants make their food with the help of photosynthesis. Plants get resources for photosynthesis from the sun, the soil, water, and carbon dioxide. When it rains, the soil absorbs the water, and through its roots, the plant takes in the water. Leaves breathe in the CO2 from the air through the pores in their leaves, which are called stomata, and are found underneath the leaf. Then lastly, the sun is needed. The chloroplast is found in the stomata, is responsible for capturing the sunlight. The sunlight is stored in the granum. Inside the granum is the thylakoid, where the reaction of photosynthesis takes place. Photosynthesis uses sunlight, CO2, and water in order to make glucose, which is food for the plants, and oxygen in order for animals and humans to survive. Here's a quick recap to break down photosynthesis. Light energy, CO2, and water all enter the plant, producing oxygen and glucose.
This is a transition to cellular respiration.
Ever wonder how you're able to do activities like this every day? Well, that's because of
Cellular respiration.
the first step in cellular respiration is glycolysis. Firstly, two energy-rich ATP kickstart the process. Secondly, at the end are two pyruvate molecules. Thirdly, 4 molecules of ATP are made and 2 NADH molecules. Both types are energy-rich and used in other cell reactions. Fourthly and lastly, in cells which use oxygen, the pyruvate is used in a second process, the Krebs cycle, which produces more ATP molecules. The second step in cellular respiration is the Krebs cycle. It is an ever-repeating cycle. Firstly, acetyl-CoA joins with a oxaloacetate to form a compound with 6 carbon atoms. This is the first step in the ever-repeating Krebs cycle. As the cycle continues, CO2 is also produced, as well as 6 negatively charged electrons that produce 3 NAD plus and 3 NADH. These are then taken to an electron transport system. ADP plus P then produces ATP plus water. CO2 is also produced as the cycle continues. Finally, in the Krebs cycle, 2 negatively charged electrons are produced, which also produce NADH and NAD+. These also go to an electron transport system. The next step in
Cellular respiration
is the electron transport chain. This is where the majority of ATP is made. Firstly, all of the hydrogen molecules which have been removed in the steps before, aka the Krebs cycle, are pumped inside the mitochondria using energy that electrons release. Eventually, the electrons powering the pumping of hydrogen into the mitochondria mix with some hydrogen and oxygen to form water, and hydrogen molecules stop being pumped. Through protein channels, hydrogen flows back into the cytoplasm of the mitochondria. As the hydrogen flows into the mitochondria, ATP is made from ADP and phosphate ions, which then create ATP. Then you can use your now newly made ATP to do activities like this. ATP is the energy currency of life. Without it, our cells wouldn't be able to store and supply everyday energy. Now here's a quick recap on cellular respiration. Cellular respiration takes in sunlight and uses it as food to create ATP, a chemical that is used as energy in all cells.
You should hold this sign then. Yeah, you go. Join us next week for episode 22 of Birds and the Bees. Bye!